Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hey,
back.
what's up? Guess what? We're doing the Sea of Monsters movie now, huh? Yep. I do not like
Yeah,
the Sea of Monsters movie. Probably more than the Lightning Thief, but
it's an interesting movie to say
hmm
the very least.
so if you guys
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on, we are just we're Rick Riordan fans, and
Hmm.
we like his books. Percy Jackson, Lapins, all that stuff, and he had his books and made his movies, and they were horrible. And we are here to talk about them. Fans talking about the movies. So yeah,
Yep.
we had already done The Lightning Thief, so the first version, the first movie of this. So go check that out if you haven't. Go check out both versions on both of our channels. So my channel is That PJO Guy, and
I'm Reader Forever 6.
indeed. And
Yep.
we are going to just talk about it. We're going to rank how we feel about, the movie, rank how we feel about some of the characters, and yeah, we're going to have some fun today, so, or not, we'll see. Shall we get into this?
I think we shall.
All
Let's
right.
go. All
Lovely.
right.
Okay.
Hit
So,
me with your best shot, bro.
oh, okay. First question we got here today.
Mm-hmm.
How freaking good, and it's not good, but how good is the Sea of Monsters movie? As a movie, just as a movie, there's no books related involved. There's just the two movies that came out. That's the only thing you can reference. So it's just those two movies.
Yeah.
Just as a movie, from 1 to 10, what would you rank it?
Okay, so I did some thinking.
Okay, alright.
And originally I was like, do I think it's worse than The Lightning Thief? Like as a just a movie? Or
Mm-hmm.
do I think it's like the same? And
Yes.
then I thought about it and I thought about it.
I know, it's not
And yours
easy.
was yours was what again?
I think, what the hell was
Which
mine? I think I,
which
I think I gave it a
was
5 out of
was it a
10?
five?
I think it was a 5, I think.
I like when you first said that I was like, I think that might be too low,
Mm-hmm.
like just as a movie on its own, like for me.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? I really do think it is a 5 out of 10.
Oh, interesting.
And a big part of that is because this is a sequel
Yes.
movie, and the way that they presented it as a sequel was just
Mm-hmm.
some parts were very strange because the actor for Chiron was different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Which
that's right.
I understand that that happens, but it was just he doesn't even look like the same person. Like they didn't even bother making him look similar
Yeah.
to the other one, you know? Like his costume, what he wears for shirt is completely different. Like they keep him with gray hair instead of brown hair. The way that they corrected Annabeth's hair color, but didn't explain why,
Uh-huh.
was just really crappy. Because we watched the movies first before reading the books. So
Yes.
when I was watching Sea of Monsters, or when the trailers were coming out for it, I was like, "Who's that girl that's blonde?" And my sister, who happened to have read Percy Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
like the first, I think, two or three books,
Yes.
she was like, "Oh, that's Annabeth," and I was like, "What?" And so I didn't understand why that was the thing until I read the books, and I was like, "Oh, she's supposed to be blonde."
Yeah. I feel like that, huh?
And then they brought in Mr. D, but didn't give an explanation into any background of
Yeah.
his punishment as to why he has to be there running Camp Half-Blood,
I mean,
why he's the god of wine, but he can't drink any wine.
yeah.
None of that is explained. He's just there.
I mean, well, there was technically something, but it's like it's so throwaway that you don't even care or even remember it. He just goes
Mhm.
there. It was a naiad one. How could I know that Zeus could hold a grudge for so long or something? He says like that, and it was
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah,
was so throwaway because the awesome music was going. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. That was the only thing that
oh
was good
yeah.
about that music. The one good thing about that movie was they chose "Light 'Em Up." That was the only good thing because that was a
Fall Out
popular
Boy,
song
shout out to
for
Fall Out Boy.
that was a popular song
Yeah.
for the fans at the time. So
Yeah, at that time, that was a very popular song,
yes,
so that was
so that
great.
was a good choice. But
Hmm.
and also we like the actors too. We talked about this in the last one. Actually, I really liked Nathan Fillion as Hermes. I thought he was like, yeah, a confident guy, that's cool. But
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, you would give it a 5 out of 10,
Exactly.
huh?
Yeah, 5 out of 10. And the other like reason I have problems with it is because like it's not funny like it should be.
Uh huh.
And like the pacing of it, like, and you even brought this up, like it was kind of weird, the pacing of it.
Yes.
And then just a lot of the lines were really bad.
Oh, frick,
Yeah,
man.
like Luke's "Don't walk on my roof" line is probably like the best
What are you
line of the
doing? Don't walk on my roof.
"Don't walk on my roof." Like, get down from there, idiot.
Stupid
And
guy.
also I liked when they arrived in the stomach and
Oh yeah.
who is it? It's either Percy or Annabeth. They're like, there's no way that's Clarice. And then she shouts out, "You ridiculously stupid moron."
Yep, that's definitely her. You know what? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was not a bad line. I'll give them that one.
I thought that was
But the fact that
entertaining.
they're in that
Yeah.
stomach shouldn't have even been possible because
Oh yeah, no, they shouldn't have even been in that.
there's no breathable air in there. There's no O2,
Oh
so
no. Plus, if it was a real stomach, that thing would have been full with the stomach acid and not like
oh
half full with
yeah, what the
it.
hell was that? Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just talking about the movie. Yeah, it's just like it's cheesy. Like there's stuff like because it's a sequel and they didn't explain some things. It just like something about it is just like off. Like the
Yeah.
with the first movie, I feel like was a little more tolerable because like you're kind of going through this journey with like Percy, like he's finding out about all this new stuff.
Yep.
But here it's like you already know about the world, and it's like, oh, Luke's back.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm scared.
That's
We killed him
it.
last time. Must be a
Yeah.
bigger threat now, of course. The last time in the first book of the Lightning Thief, Percy did not defeat Luke. It was a big whoa moment. Holy crap, he's the Lightning Thief, and then like Percy gets
Yeah.
poisoned, and that's it. But in like the
Mhm.
first movie, it's like they have a fight and Percy wins, and like he's not even a threat anymore. Like no one cares. Like
Killed him.
at the end of at the end of this movie, the one we're talking about today,
Mhm.
what the hell were they? Did they want to make a sequel to this one too? Because it didn't seem like it, but it also kind of did. Like,
The only reason why this one was better set up for a sequel than the first movie, which is the movie that actually got the sequel,
yeah,
is because they bring Talia back to life at the end.
yes,
And so that makes Percy second guess, like, oh, maybe like because there's this other child of the big three now,
yes.
like maybe that this prophecy that I definitely shouldn't have gotten it
Y-
isn't fulfilled. And
y-
so this one left off way more on a cliffhanger than the first one. And this
yes.
is the one that didn't get the sequel, so
You want to know something though? I think though, for me personally, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I feel like some people will be able to relate to this. The fact that they left in that part about Talia, that was probably that was one of the not gonna lie, that was one of the things that made me want to read the books because there was a few things that made me want to read the books originally. Like I had a friend that recommended to me a few other things, right? But one of the things in my mind, I'm like, okay, I could read Harry Potter, I could read Hunger Games, right? But I've seen the movies, I know how they end, right? And I know from like some friends that like they're kind of similar the endings, but I don't know what happens. Like I liked Percy Jackson, and I now know they're a book series. I never knew what happened, and then I remember thinking, oh yeah, wasn't there like a cliffhanger with like Talia? And I'm like, oh shoot, I want to check it out, right?
yes,
So
exactly.
the fact that they left that was like I probably was gonna read it sometime in my life, but I think that was a key factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she so yeah, it's bad as a movie in that aspect, but it did draw me in, so I will give them that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
let me know in the comments if you relate. So that'd be cool.
Yeah. Oh yes. But yeah, 5 out of 10.
5 out of
That's it.
10.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we talked about how good Sea of Monsters was as a movie. Now, time to get a little bit more spice into this. Some grilled meat, if you will. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the analogies. So, how good is the Sea of Monsters movie as an adaptation to the Sea of Monsters book? 1 to 10. What would you give it this time?
2.
Oh boy, what?
2.
2. Ooh, we're right at the bat.
Straight at
Yee.
2. No, two.
Ooh, mad. Oh, crap. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Awesome.
because um, oh my gosh.
Take your
Okay,
time. Take
so
your time. I know it's
let
not
me
easy.
tell some people. One being a one to me is like an equivalent of Avatar: The Last Airbender live
Mm-hmm.
action. Like where like his name isn't even correct. Like the acting isn't the best thing in the world. Like the directing was not the best. Like even the CGI was like awkward. Like there's this one part where like the Earthbenders do a weird dance to like lift a boulder like really
Oh
awkwardly.
no! They did that to
You
lift
know,
up one
you
rock.
know exactly what I'm
One
talking about.
rock. Oh
Like
man.
this that movie is what I would give like a one,
Yeah, that's fair.
is that movie.
Awful.
This one gets a two, and
Yeah.
here's where the points come from. They included the characters that they were supposed to with
Yes.
regards to like the actual main characters. Like they didn't include Circe as a villain, even
Yeah.
though she should
Yeah.
have been there, but they included Clarice
Yep.
and Tyson,
Yes.
and they actually like put in Mr. D.
Mm-hmm.
And they even throw in more bones for us book fans. Like they show Chris Rodriguez
Yeah, they show Chris
and like they
Rodriguez,
yeah, and they name like Ethan Nakamura and Selena Beauregard and like,
and they mentioned the golden
but
chariot, the
yeah,
flying
the
chariot,
flying
and the
chariot.
bronze dragon.
So
Yeah.
those were like little Easter eggs for us fans, which like even though they were used incorrectly in the movie, it just like the fact that like, hey, like let's kind of throw this in there.
Yeah,
I appreciate that effort.
and also they did mention cabins this time, so it's not stupid camp leader like last time.
Oh my God.
They did mention that they don't show the cabins, but they did mention that there's cabins. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where they get one of their points from is because the way like that they have all those characters present is like correct.
yeah,
Good job. The other way that they get points is that concept of the movie, like plot wise,
yeah,
is correct in that Luke
mm-hmm,
poisons Talia's tree or like does something to it to cause the camp barrier to be wonky.
yes,
So then they have to go with Clarice, like even though like it's initially her quest and like all that stuff. And then they have to go to the Sea of Monsters and get the Golden Fleece.
yes,
And like that's correct. So
yes.
that's where they get their other point from.
Like at least for like the beginning and like kind of middle-ish half, they did
Yeah.
follow the story like better than what the Lightning Thief did. It wasn't about
They honestly did because with the Lightning Thief, they're like, okay, your
stupid
whole quest
pearls.
is to get the pearls.
Like,
But it's not even a quest. Like they just sneak out of camp. It's like,
yeah.
no.
And then Luke's like, "Oh, how did you survive?" But you literally
Yeah.
gave them the tools to get out.
Yeah, no, no,
Ugh,
it's so dumb.
it'd be
But
that
like in Sea of
way.
Monsters, they leave out so much that's important. And like last time we talked about, like they leave out the humor that's good for Rick. They leave out like
Mm-hmm.
the character development. They leave out a lot of elements of the plot. And that's
Yes.
all here in this movie. But it's like worse
Uh-huh.
because at least with the Lightning Thief, like they each hit like a different spot in their quest. Like they met up with Medusa. They like saw the Hydra, which wasn't supposed to be the Hydra. It was
It
supposed to be something
was
else.
supposed
But
to be
like
the Chimera.
yeah, and then like they go to the Lotus Casino and stuff, and then like they go to Hollywood, and like it makes sense
Yeah.
in the Lightning Thief at least. But in Sea of Monsters, Grover's supposed to be gone right from the beginning.
Yes.
Clarice is like they introduced the Oracle in this movie, which like shouldn't
Oh,
have been a thing. Even like that was supposed to be in the first movie. They have the Manticore in this movie, which it's not supposed to be the Manticore. It's supposed to be the Hydra
yeah.
in the Florida Everglades. After like Annabeth finds one of her old hideaways where she, Luke, and Talia used to be.
Yes.
Like the way that they're with like Charybdis, right? I say it different every
Yeah,
time,
no, I
but
think it's
it was
Charybdis, but I could be
Charybdis.
wrong.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
Gilra,
Scylla, I think.
Scylla,
I
Scylla.
think. Greek
I
mythology, man.
apologize to all people that I am completely butchering these
Man,
names. I can
I
typically I can typically get Greek names, but like not these ones
yeah,
for some
don't feel
reason.
bad. I destroyed Calypso's name before I knew how to actually say it.
Oh,
You don't want to know.
yeah, just call her Cal. That's what
Cal.
Leo does.
Yeah, like Leo, yeah.
But like like there's supposed to be two monsters there. Like it's supposed to be like Charybdis on one side,
Yep.
and then it's supposed to be like the one that like it that monster like reaches down from this cliff and like grabs the sailors from the boat and like
Yes.
hauls them up and stuff. And
Yeah.
also like at that part in the book is where he thinks Tyson dies.
Yes.
But like in the movie, he thinks Tyson's dead for like what, a few hours?
Yeah.
Like in the book, it was like the span of a few like days on their quest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that he thought that Tyson was dead.
Yeah.
So, there's that. And then also like the siren scene.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, like talk about missing out on Annabeth's character development. Like
Yeah,
gosh.
that,
And
that
then
that's
like
a
Perciveth
problem.
moments. Mm.
Oof.
Oh man, such a good Perciveth moment. Oh my God. I'm like covering my you can't see me, but I'm covering my face. I'm like so ashamed.
Oh, I literally that's me. I every time whenever I'm talking about this, I'm just like I'm moving my arms around. I'm like
Yes.
don't think I'm stationary and just like talk. I am like
Yeah.
I'm standing up sometimes. I am oh yeah, I get it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
No. I'm just like, oh no, it's so bad. And so like you just miss out on so much in this movie. Like the way that they had like Luke's ship, the way that like Hermes appears and like even what he gives them. Circe's island with the guinea pigs. Guinea pig representation, let's go. Like it's always like cats and dogs. Like but yeah.
Do you have anything
Yeah.
else to say?
No, I feel like I hit up on all the main points.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
yeah, like I brought this up with you. The look of the movie is so different from like the look of the book.
What?
Like when they find Polyphemus, like he's on
Oh,
Circe's
yes.
island and it's like
Yes.
this rundown amusement park. But in the book, he's actually like still on the island with the sheep and the pastures, like in
Yes.
the Odyssey.
Mhm.
So it's just the look and feel of the book compared to the movie is just so different.
And also, before
Yeah.
I forget this, I completely
Hmm.
forgot. There's just a problem for me with it has to do with the Oracle. I think you know what it is. It's the fact that they made the stupid eye color of this Oracle blue. Do you not see the problem here? The Oracle is supposed to
It's
glow
supposed to
green.
be
Do you
green.
understand how easy of a change it is? Go into your
Oh my
stupid editing
God.
software, turn up the hue. There you go, green. Was
It's
that so
green.
hard?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
exactly. And then also like this goes back to like how they easily could have made Alex go blonde for the lightning thief
Yes.
or like made Logan wear green colored contacts.
Yes.
Like it worked out that his eyes were blue because it
Yeah.
made more sense than like if they were brown.
Yeah.
But
But still,
like come on.
it's
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah, like no, Percy Jackson has like ruffled black hair and like these green eyes. And, like,
Plus, I don't know if
yeah.
we talked about this in our last podcast thing, but I do remember we talked about this when we were watching the movies. Was it'd be so interesting to give him green eyes because it would distinguish him from movie Harry Potter because everybody knows movie Harry Potter and he has blue eyes.
Oh, yes.
Book Harry Potter has green eyes, but I
Yeah.
mean,
But Harry Potter basically looks the same as Percy.
yeah, just with like glasses.
Yeah, with glasses and the
I've
scar
seen
on his
like Viria
forehead.
art of like them talking to each other, and I'm like, oh, look at these
Yes.
two.
Yes, and then Annabeth and Ginny are talking to each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's a great
Yeah.
art, but you can
Mhm.
put up on the screen right over
Got it.
there. So,
Yes, shout out to Viria, love you.
Viria, woo! Back to the past.
No. 2 out of 10.
Yeah, 2 out of 10 for that.
I rest my case. 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10 for the adaptation. All right,
Yeah.
lovely.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, Percy. Wait, he doesn't have a middle name, so just Percy Jackson. How good is Percy Jackson in the Sea of Monsters movie compared to the books? From 1 to 10. Go.
Last time I was immediately like 2.
Yeah, last time was just like,
Um,
this one you gotta think about it a little bit, right?
I was like, alright, yeah, this one I do because like originally in The Lightning Thief, I gave him a 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, they meet him halfway. In this one, even though he's the main character, they don't give us a lot for him.
Yeah.
And so it makes him very just like there.
Yes.
Yeah. And
100%.
again, his humor is gone.
Uh-huh.
Like
Oh,
like
yeah. Nothing's
he's not
there.
sassy. So again, like I said last time, that automatically knocks him down to a 6.
Mm-hmm.
And just the humor and sass and all of that whole package is gone.
Per
So
sassy no.
he's automatically a 6 out of 10, but does he keep that 6? I don't think so. I think he's lower.
Oh, really?
Just like he gets really annoyed with Tyson. Like in the book, he's already friends with him, right?
Yes.
And like knows him and cares about him. But in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, like he's automatically like when he meets him, he doesn't
Yeah.
enjoy his company.
Yeah.
He's like a bit of ashamed of him and stuff. But he tries to like defend him a little bit towards Annabeth.
Yes.
So like there
That's
is kind
that's
of
that's
that.
why I like, but that's why I like about the book a little bit because he knows Tyson a little bit, but he also knows that
Mhm.
he's his brother. So he's like kind of in like
Yeah.
weird mental state where he's like, I want to
Yeah.
defend him. You know, I love him as a brother. I'm not sorry, not I don't love him. You know I knew him right. He's a good guy, but
Yeah.
you know my brother right. Like he's like
Yeah.
I think it's
That's a bit much.
relatable. It's really
Yeah.
relatable. It's like
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's cool. They have like a little fun like little family dynamic, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else. He gets called Perry Johnson or Peter Johnson,
Oh
which is
Lord,
a
that's right.
funny
Yeah,
shout out.
Dionysus does call like Annabeth Annabelle, and
Mhm. Yeah, that was fun. He's very like kind of sad about them. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, wait, I forgot
yes,
to this up
yes.
for
He.
the last one. So like in this one at camp, him and Annabeth get paired together for a chariot race.
Oh, I know about
That
this.
like I
Yeah.
don't know if you
No, I
remember
do
this.
remember. Yeah.
Then these like demon pigeons come
Oh yes.
and they have to like blast like music or something.
They have to blast Chiron's music choice
Yes.
before he can get rid of these
Yeah.
birds. Yeah, no, that was
Um,
that was a
yeah.
scene that I wish was in the movie.
Yeah, no, it was a great scene. And there's even like good fan art of like Percy and Annabeth like in the chariot and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know what
So
you're talking. I know exactly the art you're talking
I,
about.
I included that in one of my fan art
Yes,
videos.
that's where I
Yeah.
remember it from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like wish that was included.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Percy has in this movie has this whole thing like where he's kind of disappointed and like lonely and sad because like his dad hasn't been reaching out to him.
Yep.
And then he gets kind of jealous because Tyson, he gets Rainbow summoned to him,
Yeah,
which
Rainbow.
Rainbow isn't called Rainbow, but like you know it should have
Oh,
been. When like Tyson just should have been a little more like childlike instead of stupid, but you know, we'll get to that later.
yeah.
Um
Mm-hmm.
I understand where that came from, but they played that up way too much in this
Oh yeah.
movie. And to where that's like the only like character development thing that happens with Percy.
Yes.
And like that's basically it. So,
I mean, if you don't, it's fine if you
what did
don't.
you give him? A 4 out of 10?
For me, I think I put him at like the same. Yeah, I put him at a 4 out of 10. As like the
And
same as my like lightning thief.
I'm
I
like, people are gonna think I'm just copying you.
no, it's fine. Like literally, it's okay because like literally, it makes sense why
Uh,
we'd have the same idea. Like we both feel strong, like the similar feelings for this series. And what I thought was because he had this like new insecurity thing, which added something to his character, but also took away since it wasn't originally in the books. And there was also him just being really bland and just not sticking out as a main character.
yes.
So I mean, maybe I should have put him lower, but like I don't know. Like
This movie was not it for him.
yep.
At least in like The Lightning Thief, you see like you're like I said earlier, you're discovering this world with him, so you can kind of connect with him.
Mm-hmm.
But like in this one, he's just no.
Yeah, the big no.
Not- Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 4 out of 10, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad we
Um,
agree on that.
yeah. Which is like kind of funny because I wasn't sure if we would, but like, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah,
So,
because I don't hate him. Like, I just wish I loved him. I wish I liked him. You know, like the fact that we didn't even get anything, like no new awesome, like no cool powers, nothing. Like, just the fact that Percy is not Percy just really hurts me to my core. But I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm trying to make this more interesting. I'm like literally like 4 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Of course. So
Okay.
4 out of 10. Let's go. Okay.
Good.
So
Yeah.
that was Percy Jackson. He gets a 4 out of 10. So now we're gonna be talking about his awesome, greatest freaking character ever, Grover Underwood. Now, how would you rank Grover Underwood 1 to 10 in the Sea of Monsters book compared to the book? Let's go.
Uh, Grover is better in this movie than in the last one
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's not a womanizer.
Yeah.
That was a big
It's
reason why I hated
important.
him. Because in the first movie, because that's not a part of his character at all. And the fact that
Yes.
not only did they make him that, but they pushed it so hard
Uh-huh.
was just
Hey,
ugh.
bye-bye. Aphrodite kids. Oh,
Which one
man.
of you am I marrying?
Oh, yeah.
All of them raise their hand. Like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, fuck.
But Grover, like when they meet up with him again later, I think all of that is on par. Like after they find him again in Polyphemus, like the way he's like wearing the
He-
wedding gown and stuff, and the way he's acting with him, like that's
oh,
all like
clapsies.
correct. Oopsies. Yeah,
He's like,
exactly.
I'm having a really bad day. Clarice takes a picture of him. Don't make that go viral. I mean, it's not like the
Yeah,
same feeling, but it does hit similar beats to what the beginning of Sea of Monsters does. It's like, what the hell
yeah.
are you wearing, Brett? It's like, oh,
And you're like happy to like see that Grover is like still alive and he
yeah,
has a
of
yeah,
course.
exactly.
So,
This is kind of interesting, at least for me. I don't like that they changed the plot, but I did like how he knew Tyson
yeah,
before being kidnapped, so that when he like reunites with them later, and he's excited to see all of them, and then like Tyson says something to him, and he's like, "Thanks, Tyson." Like I love that he knows who he is.
yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, no, of course. It's a little bit of a
yeah.
shame that, like, I mean, I get why they didn't. This wasn't a necessity, but Grover and Tyson had like a little thing in the books where like they were kind of scared of each other. I found that to be funny. Like Grover was scared of Cyclopses, and because like they freaking eat satyrs, and it's like this Tyson was scared of
Well,
Grover.
also Talia.
What?
Also because of Talia, you
Oh
know.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. No, they had like a little thing, but in the movie, they're kind of buddy buddy. They're even Grover.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yo, the nectar's on me, man," and it's like, okay.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
just
Yeah,
to make
and
it a
like
little point.
yeah, exactly. I'm just making a little point. Like even though that's not supposed to happen, it does, but like I don't mind it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't believe it. Freaking out of all the characters, I mean, I'm happy that at least one character, had a better score. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, I think Grover's has definitely improved. Because I gave him a two and a half last time. Oh,
yes,
hated him. But yeah, for this one, um, there's still some aspects from the Lightning Thief movie Grover that transfer over, like when you said, like you mentioned how he bet like drachma that Percy would win that event at the beginning.
yeah,
Like but Grover would never do that.
yeah. For Grover, for me at least, it's just small stuff, and
Yeah,
like
it's
how I
mostly.
said before, it's like with Percy and Annabeth and stuff like that, they have big stuff about them that just needed to be in it.
Oh yeah.
And Grover, it's
Hmm.
like Grover wasn't even really part of the second book that much, anyways. So
He's not.
it's
Yeah.
like,
So.
it's like I don't know, we're not missing too much from Grover in that one.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh. Yeah. So actually, I think
so last
I
time
will give
Grover was a 2.5 for you.
0.5 for me.
Jeez,
I literally hated him in the Lightning Thief.
frick.
I think for this one, do I dare?
Do you dare?
Hmm, do I
I
dare?
mean, I don't care what you give him. Like literally.
I oh okay, and might I just say this is mainly because like he's mostly not there in the Sea of Monsters book,
Yeah.
and he's gone for a good portion of this movie.
Yes.
So for the parts that we do get him, I already said I like him in the last half. I think he's fine.
Mhm.
In the first half, there's just some things that I think are like off,
Yeah.
but honestly, not that much.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say 6 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
yeah.
Lovely.
There's
That's a
just
good
like
answer.
just a few little things that were like kind of like, Grover and the books wouldn't do that.
Let's go. Yeah, no, Grover definitely. That's a huge improvement. Wow.
You gotta blow up.
Jeez. Jeez. Wow, and he's not wearing stupid armor at the beginning. He's wearing like actually like a red little hoodie, and I kind of liked it. It looks nice on him. But
Yeah, because Trevor in the books would wear like tie-dye t-shirts and stuff.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he doesn't wear that in the movie, but I mean, close enough. But
It's a shirt instead of like weird leather
you want to
armor.
know
So
where he does wear a tie dye? In the musical. Shout out to the musical.
shout
But
out to the musical.
yeah. But yeah, no, 6 out of 10. That's great. You know what? At least they did one thing
One,
better. We'll
one
take
thing
it.
better.
Who knows? Well, maybe some others might go up. Maybe some won't. We'll see. But I don't know if this one will go up or down for you. So this one's gonna be an interesting one. So next friggin' character. This is the brains. The most just incredible character. Probably the most powerful demigod, according to Percy, of course. And
According to Percy Jackson,
I
the
might
most
actually
powerful.
agree with that. Like I gotta think about that for, but I think she might be. But anyways,
Mhm.
how good is Annabeth Chase in the Sea of
Mhm.
Monsters movie
Yeah.
compared to the book, to the actual books?
Yes.
1 to 10. Let's hit
Ooh.
this.
Uh,
Yeah, there's
um,
a lot to unpack.
so yes, definitely let's start off with a round of five, like, around a 5 out of 10. Just right off the bat, because the siren scene isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you don't get to see very important aspects of her character of like what not only her hopes and dreams are, but what her fatal flaw is.
Yes.
And you miss so much Percabeth moments because
Yes.
on Cersei's island, she's smart and shows her brains and figures out that Percy got turned into a guinea pig
Yes.
and frees him and then hugs him and says,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm glad you're not a guinea pig." And they're both like beet red.
Ah,
And
man.
it's just like, oh, so cute. And then later on, when Percy calls her a genius because she is, and
Yes.
she like took like, and this is accurate in the movie to the book. She gets injured and needs the fleece at the end of the quest.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the way she gets injured in the movie is like way more dramatic, and like she
Yeah.
actually like technically dies.
Yeah.
So she
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't, because like in the book, I think she like breaks like
Her
she
ribs.
like, yeah, her ribs. I was gonna say her back, but yeah, it's her ribs. Like I think she gets flung against a tree really hard or something.
Something like that, and like they're trying to like heal her, but the thing doesn't heal her fast enough, so
Yeah.
they have to like wait till they get to like on Rainbow, and then they have the scene, and I can't wait for it when we actually get it. But
But also when they're with Polyphemus in the book, she uses her cap of invisibility
mm-hmm.
to like trick him.
Yes,
So you just get to see so much of her brains and her wisdom and her smarts. And it's just so awesome. And then like in the movie, the only time that she really does anything significantly smart is when she figures out that they have to find the golden fleece.
yeah,
And that's the only way to cure Talia's tree.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like that's really the only thing Annabeth does. But like they get another part of her character correct, and that's that she does not like Tyson and does not really want anything to do with him
Yeah,
because he's Cyclops. In the end, like her opinion of him changes obviously,
mm-hmm.
and she like learns like, oh, not all Cyclops are bad and stuff, and like Tyson's a good guy. So like that part is correct.
Yes,
And this might not be a big deal to some people, but it is to me. As far as her like physical character goes, when you think of Annabeth Chase in the books, you think of her blonde curly hair and how like it's like tied back and she's like fighting and stuff,
yes, mm-hmm.
with like her dagger. In this movie, she's blonde and her hair is tied back.
Yeah,
So that earns her like 1 point from me.
yeah. That's
Just,
fine. Yeah, it's
um,
good that they finally made her blonde. I just
yeah,
wish they did
like they find
before, but
just sucks that they didn't explain why
I mean,
she changed her hair color.
it's good that they put in a they had the extra bonus of putting it in a ponytail because like the last movie it's literally just flying around everywhere.
Yes, exactly. It was like all up in her face and stuff.
Like how can you
I was just
see?
like, no, no. But Yeah, tie back. So
It's
that
nice.
part's all correct. So I think I will give her a 4 out of 10.
Ooh, that one's even going up too.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. We got
It's,
another one going up.
it's only by like half a point, but
Wonderful. That's good. You know what?
yeah.
That's great. It even if like a little bit like if to somebody
Yeah.
that their character improved even a slight bit from one of the books
Just a slight bit.
that you know what
Hmm.
that's amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, I
because like
explained for me like there was just annoyance, but no,
yeah.
that's great. I think you're right though about the hair. Like the hair does a freaking substantial. Like people really like are like, what the hell does the hair do? But it's really a part of our identity as much as like Percy's green eyes are a part of his identity.
No, it really is. Like, and even in the books, there's like in Mark of Athena, she plays the dumb blonde card at one point.
Yes.
So like being blonde is actually like it's to break the stereotype, you know?
Yes.
It's been presented in media for so long about like blondes being
Uh-huh.
dumb.
I know.
So
It's
like
so
it's
great to see.
important. It's actually important.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was 4 out of 10 for you?
Four,
Yeah.
4 out of 10 for Annabeth.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so your landing thief one was 3.5 out of 10, and this
Mm.
one's 4 out of 10. Great.
Yes.
Okay. That was Annabeth Chase. Awesome. So now we are going to talk about the 40-year-old. You know, he's not 40. I'm kidding. We're going to be talking
Yeah.
about Luke Castellan.
Mm.
All right, I'm just making a joke because people will always joke about he's too old.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. So,
Yeah.
how good is Luke Castellan in the Sea of Monsters movie compared to the books from 1
Mm.
to 10? Last time you gave him a 2 out
Um,
of 10, so.
I did. I want to say that his character has improved as well
Oh, great.
because he actually talks a tiny bit more about his ideology
Yeah.
when they're like on the yacht with him,
Yes.
which it shouldn't have been a yacht, it should have been a cruise, but whatever.
uh,
Um, hmm.
yeah, take
I
your
guess
time.
he just like he shows way more manipulation with his moves than he did in the Lightning Thief, which honestly I didn't give him enough credit for like planting the lightning bolt with Percy in the first place, you know,
What,
and
in the
being like
movie?
methodical about that. Yeah, in the movie, but like also in the books. But like the problem with movie Luke was that like yeah he hit it in the shield to make it look like Percy was the lightning thief, but then he didn't like try to kill Percy at the same time
Yes.
with the like shoes and stuff. So it's just like that's kind of dumb. But like in this one, like he poisoned Talia's tree like he should have, and then he like shows Percy that he's still alive, which shouldn't have been a thing because in the like end of the Lightning Thief book, Percy knows that Luke is still out there. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then he disappears. He kidnaps Grover, which is strategic, but I don't remember if that's accurate. I don't remember if
N-
Grover
no, no,
accidentally.
no, it wasn't. Grover went to go to Polyphemus's, in the book, he went to go to Polyphemus's island to find Pan, because,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember that part for sure.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but other than that, Luke, honestly, okay, actually, point for, or I guess half a point, I don't know, but like point for saying the best line in the movie, "Don't walk on my roof." Shout out to Luke for his lines.
Let's go,
The fact
Luke.
that he like walked on that wave that Percy made was really dumb.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'll give him a 3 out of 10. I think he gets the 1 point improvement because number one, he actually does more in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, he is a little more strategic and he talks about like his like ideology. Like he says the gods overthrew their parents, so now it's time for us to like overthrow them as like a
Yes.
justification of his anger towards his father. So like it just makes a little more sense.
Then
So
I
he
have
gets
daddy issues.
yeah. My name's Luke Castellan and I have daddy issues.
My dad hates me. Okay.
Yeah. Does
Like,
he though?
and like, it's not like it's like he's trying to overthrow the gods. At least he's trying to get Cronus. Like, there's no ties with Cronus. He's not like talking with them, but like at least he's has some plan than just
Yeah.
Percy is the lightning thief, cruel.
Yeah. Oh,
So
exactly. It's like dumb. Yeah, no, he had like an actual like plan to like do stuff with Cronus and stuff. But yeah, I think 3 out of 10. Yeah,
Wonderful. No, that's good. That's a good answer. I mean, you know what I think, but
I do know what you
yeah,
think.
but
You
no,
also love
that's
Luke
very
a
fair.
lot more than me.
No, that's very fair though. Like
Yeah.
there definitely were some traits of him that did improve, and I will agree with that. But
Mhm.
overall, I just hate him. But anyways, um,
No, and I totally understand why. So,
now we
yeah.
got the boy Luke Castellan out of the way. Now we
Mhm.
gotta talk about the other boy, or more not boy, more like Cyclops. How
Oh.
good is the Tyson in
Mhm.
the Sea of Monsters movie compared to the books from 1 to 10? Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of the same points that you made earlier, he's presented way more as like being kind of dumb and stupid
Yeah.
instead of childish and unknowing
Mm-hmm.
because he's supposed to be a like child Cyclops
Yes.
in the books. In the movie he's just like he drops that thermos and like he drops the like motor for that boat in the water and stuff and
That's
like
just genius, Annabeth says.
uncoordinated. Yeah, that's genius. Yes, coming from a daughter of Athena. And he like I don't know. It just there's just something off about him,
Mm-hmm.
and like they just like took his character like the wrong way. I think
Yeah. I mean, they didn't
like
take any
they
character the right way, but
they did they took Grover in a better way, but not the
but
correct
not the
way.
correct way. Yeah, that's a good explanation, actually.
Yeah, but Tyson, for like what happened with his character, first of all, it is he like we keep saying he should have been friends with Percy right from the beginning of
Yep.
the movie. Percy was literally at school with Tyson because they went to the same school and stuff. So that should have been a thing. Tyson's story about like encountering those Boy Scouts and like scaring them, I feel like that was a replacement for his backstory about encountering that Sphinx and getting attacked by that Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
like, come
you're
on,
right.
that should have like, how hard would it have been to like change that story up and
Yes.
make it true? You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
small things with Tyson as well. Like, kind of like
yes.
Grover a little bit. It's just like
Mhm.
not awful, at least for me, in my opinion. Like not awful, but just like a lot of small things that they could have done.
Uh-huh. Exactly. But oh, what would I rank Tyson? He's such an innocent little bean.
I know.
Oh,
So schmo.
I
Wait, he's not
know.
small, but I mean,
Oh, he's
he's
small at heart.
he's small at heart. Yeah.
I'm trying to decide between 6 and 7.
Ooh,
Um, I think I think I'll give him a 7.
highest one. Okie dokie.
Yeah,
I'm fine
highest
with
one.
that. I'm completely fine with that. It's Tyson.
Yeah, no,
Tyson's.
I for sure think they did the best job with Tyson out of
Ah,
all these
yeah.
characters.
You're right though, because Tyson was a big part of the freaking story.
He was, and like for the parts that he was a part of in the movie were like mostly correct, and if they weren't, it was like either slight character things or it was mostly from like the movie itself. It's not like Tyson's character's fault.
Yeah.
It's not like because the like director screwed up the plot.
And he did in the movie. He does egg on Percy's crap new insecurity thing, which I mean, it's not good the insecurity thing, but it's good that he bounces off of it. Like he's looking at him and he's like, "Oh, he's my brother," and like Poseidon's talking to him, and like, "Oh, I don't know if I want a brother," and it's kind of just like, and like even Tyson goes, "You don't understand what it's like to be me. Like you don't doubt yourself," and then Percy's like he's just looking at himself. He's like, I kind of do. Like, he didn't say this, but you can see it in his face. So there are those moments where it's just like, you know what, like Tyson's not bad. I actually am like full support on this. I don't even know what I said for Tyson, but
You said 6 out of 10.
oh, damn,
Mm.
man, shoot. I'm gonna keep that answer, but I would like probably bump it up to a 7 too. Like if I
Really?
like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably just like my answer. Probably just change to
Mhm.
like a 7 out of 10. Like I probably agree with that. That's just because like everybody
Okay.
else is just so crap, and
Yes. It makes Tyson seem so
so
good.
fucking like not bad. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? 7 and 10 for me too. I'll stick myself up there. Let's
Mhm.
go.
Okay, cool, cool.
Lovely.
7
Okie
out of 10
dokie.
buddies. Let's go.
Hey, okay. So now we
Mhm.
got the. I'm trying to think of like a cool intro, but I just don't know. Um,
I
the
mean,
the
it's
Draken
Clarice.
Slayer, the
Ooh.
leader at of the Ares cabin at Camp Half
Ooh.
Blood. We have
Yes.
the the snarky, the not looking like herself at all from the books, the Clarice LaRue. How would you
Yep.
rank Clarice LaRue in the Sea of Monsters compared to the books? 1 to 10.
Um, I would rank her. I thought maybe I would have a number, but I'm like, actually, I don't.
Yeah, not easy.
Never mind.
Hmm.
Uh, I think, let's see, what do I think of Clarice?
She's a weird one.
Um, and yeah, it is honestly kind of weird because like she's a minor character, but in this particular book, she's a main character.
Yep.
I do think that like you're right, like with regards to like her physically compared to the book.
Hmm.
Um, in the books, she's brunette, I believe. That's how she's
Yeah,
typically
I'm
depicted
pretty sure.
anyway in like art. So like that part's correct, but like she's supposed to like be this like big bully that like towers over Percy
Yeah.
and stuff, and instead she just kind of like looks a lot like Annabeth, except she's like mean,
Yeah. Just
like or
mean,
like she
meaner.
has like an attitude, yeah, meaner, and a lot of that comes from like the first movie. They tried to combine Annabeth and Clarice, and then in this movie, since they're actually different characters, it's like she did like my mitosis like cell division, like popped into two different characters. But they're not identical.
Yeah.
um, like with Percy, like physically, like he looks the part, like Logan Lerman looks the part, but like his eye color is different.
Yes.
So that's like
That is.
barely a like note. But like
Yeah.
Clarice is supposed to like physically like be intimidating and stuff.
Mm-hmm. A
Um,
bodybuilder kind of like.
yeah. Like she's like I said, she just like is supposed to like tower over Percy. And like Percy's 13 in this book, right? So
Yes, he
and
is.
Clarice is like at least a year older than him, probably two.
Yeah, what is age clear? I don't even know. You're probably
Because
right about like a year or something.
I know in the Hidden Oracle she's at college,
Yeah, that's
but
right.
in the Hidden Oracle, Percy is a senior, but I think that there's actually a plot hole, and Percy was technically supposed to be a junior,
Really?
but like,
Oh no no no! Trust me, I've like I've heard about that and I've really thought about it. So
mhm. Yeah. Anyway,
what were we
we were
saying?
talking about
Oh yeah,
Clarice
Clarice. Anyways, okay.
in the movie. She is obviously mean towards Percy, but like, let's be real, she could have been meaner. Like
Hmm.
she doesn't make you like clench your fists and like dig your fingernails into your skin
Yeah,
because like you're so angry at this
she's just kind
character.
of
Like
annoying,
just like she's just like mostly annoying.
bratty, if you will.
Yeah, like bratty. And like you mentioned, like when she's talking to Ares, how he's like it implies that he like is very
Abusing,
toxic
yeah,
and
or something like
abusive
that.
towards his children, like something like that.
Yep.
And you don't get to see that. And
In the movie.
that's just like yeah, in the movie. In the book it's there. So like I feel like that's important towards her character just a bit.
Yeah.
But honestly there isn't like too much of a difference.
Yeah, it's
I
like
like and like obviously the order of events is different, but that has nothing to do with her character.
yeah, it's like what do you say about Clarice? It's like she's there and I guess she's
She's
sort of
there.
part of the plot, but not really. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. Percy does give her like you mentioned the fleece at the end to present because it was her quest
Yeah.
and not
And she
his.
kind of does do that in the movie, but it's just not the same level or like emotion, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it was cool in like this is random, but like in the book, like the fleece turned into a Letterman jacket because of the mist.
Oh
And
yeah, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
so that like Annabeth could wear it because she was injured. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways, Clarice LaRue.
I think they get most of her character correct, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just they're missing like some of the extra bits, so I think I'll give her a 6 out of 10.
Okay. You
Yeah,
know
because
what?
I don't think she's as good as Tyson, but I
Yeah,
don't think she was terrible.
that's fair. Like,
Yeah.
like what do you like? There's not much to say about her. Like, it's
Yeah,
Clarice.
exactly. It's
She's
Clarice. Like, what are you gonna
she's
do?
there. She was, you know.
Half of that is just because they didn't cast someone who was like clearly towering over Logan Lerman, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at least they
I
included
mean,
her, so
yeah.
that was nice.
And like nothing against
The actress.
I feel bad because I don't remember the actress's name, but I know she was also in the Hunger Games.
Ooh, I did not know
Um
that.
yeah, she's blonde in real life, so Clarice, like that was a wig she was wearing.
Whoa, what the?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never
No,
knew
she
that.
didn't even dye her hair. She was wearing a wig.
Huh. At least they knew how to
Yeah.
freaking do the hairs this time.
No, yeah, no, they were fine in the like hair and makeup
Yeah.
department. Yeah, nothing against the actress at all. It's just like for like the character that like we had come to know,
I wonder
or
why they.
like that like it would have made sense for because she's literally supposed to be this big bully. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm wondering why they cut Percy's hair though. Huh.
it's like to me, it's like a less extreme version of Daniel Radcliffe and Harry Potter going from like the fourth movie to the fifth movie.
Yeah.
When he has
Okay.
like the longest hair in the world, and then in the next movie he has the shortest
It's
hair
like
you've ever
freaking
seen
like
him
it's like pimp cut, and it's like okay.
with.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this one. But didn't his hair grow back a little bit more in the later movies?
Yeah, it
Okay.
did.
Okay,
So
lovely.
it was a little better. Yeah. But it's just the drastic change from the fourth movie to the fifth movies.
Yeah, I
Ugh.
remember seeing on the cover.
No.
I'm like, who the hell is that? But
You're like, what was did they cast someone else?
yeah, that's kind of how I feel
Yeah.
about Percy too. It's just like, oh, okay. I mean, it's not like a big deal, but it's like okay, because
It's
he's
not,
supposed to
but
have
like
like, I mean, it's a little bit of a deal because like he has like, he mentions when he's at Cersei's island, like he mentions how he's like, oh, his hair, he gets a little bit insecure about his hair and how it gets long and it never goes down. So
yeah, it's like unruly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But yeah.
Clarice LaRue is
Anyway.
a 6 out of 10 for you.
Yes.
That's good. You know, that's actually a good answer.
Mhm.
Not much
Yeah.
not much to say about Clarice, but
Yeah. Honestly, not that much. Most of the problems with this movie just come from the plot differences. But yeah.
anywho,
Yeah.
so that was basically everybody we did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was everybody.
That was it.
Wonderful.
Woo!
Okay. So, that was The Sea of Monsters.
Mhm.
This was part 2, so if you haven't
Yeah.
checked out part 1, then what the hell are you doing? Go
Yeah,
check that
go
out.
watch part one because we referenced part one so many times in this one too.
It's okay. It's good. More context. Got
Yeah.
the extra sauce on the pizza. You know what I mean? But
Yes, exactly.
um, so yeah, go check out Reading
Yep.
Forever Six's channel. You're here, so make sure to
Yes,
stick around, check out
go.
some videos, subscribe.
Yes, check out that PGO Guy's
Yeah,
channel.
hello. Check me out too.
Yes,
Yay.
is
um,
awesome.
yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last video for at least this, at least. I mean, hey, if you want more type of podcast style stuff like this, then let us know, you know? I mean,
If you want us to do another collab about something else, let
yeah, of
us know.
course. Definitely, of
Yep.
course. That'd be awesome. Yeah, but for now, at least this is like, there's no more movies, so
Yeah.
thank God.
Maybe in a few years after like each season comes out, we can do a ranking of the seasons.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Oh,
Season.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank
Y'all let
you.
us know in the comments what
Yeah,
you
let us know in the
thought.
comments. Yeah, give us your opinions, you know, your thoughts, whatever.
Yep.
Feedback, we'll take anything. So,
Yes.
lovely.
Let us discuss.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah.
watching. Hope you all
Yes.
have a wonderful day, night, evening,
Mhm.
whatever. If you're eating this while
Yep.
watching breakfast, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you all
Yep. So go out there and spread kindness,
spread
people.
kindness. Let's do it. Yeah,
Yes.
be
Do it.
awesome. So
Yeah,
yeah,
go be awesome.
we will see you on
Yeah.
the flip side.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Woo!